Welcome to Tiny Tank from 1999, a game in which you play as a vehicle and perform acts of combat. It is in no way a car combat game, not by any stretch of the imagination, but we've blown the doors off the concept of car combat. And now I get to play Tiny Tank, which is a game I've wanted to play for a super long time. Weirdly enough. And it's loading the demo. The load times are atrocious. So we'll skip through that and then accidentally skip back into it. And we're good. Just about ready for some wacky tiny tank action. Look at how small that tank is. It's downright tiny. So this game is one of the masterpieces made by Ed Annunziata, which is a name I drop frequently. I'm a big fan of Ed Annunziata. He's a super weird auteur game developer. And we're going to get into it. One way or another. I'll be talking way more about his nonsense and why I'm such a big fan. But for now, let us begin a new game.
Rehearsal for Get Out the Vote promo. Take one.
Wahoo! Hi, America! Hi, boys and girls! It's me, Tiny Tank!
Cue the theme song. Tinky Tinky Clinky Clanky, new from Centrex, Tiny Tank, America's lovable...
Wait. Is that my theme song?
Well, it hasn't been finalized yet.
Wanky, wanky, tanky, tanky, what the is that?
You're being difficult.
You're being an I got a positronic brain.
There, what you just did. That's the spirit we want.
Who?
A Centrex, it wants funding for a robot army.
Ooh.
To replace humans in wars.
Ah, and I'm the cute little mascot.
To get people to vote yes.
Can I change my name at least?
To what?
Mechanicor? Tank of Doom?
From the top, Tiny.
Tiny Tank is my slave name.
Oh, please. Vote promo, take two. Tiny?
Tiny's not here. I am Mechanicor, Tank of Doom.
Look, Tiny, you're cute, and you're a killing machine. What's wrong with that?
It's creepy.
It's not creepy. It's cute. It's cute.
A cute killing machine? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I got an 80mm cannon for a nose. Hey kids, is this cute? Oops.
Okay, we'll wrap for the day, get another camera, try again tomorrow. You okay, Fred? I'm all right. Props, blanks for the tank next time?
Tiny Tank, come in. Tiny Tank, come in. Tiny Tank, come in. Come in, Tiny Tank.
Yeah, keep your voice down. Ow. Where are you?
I'm in orbit around Earth. I've been circling the planet for 100 years.
I've been out for 100 years? I hope somebody fed my goldfish.
Mutank and Centrex have taken over the Earth. You have missions to accomplish.
Hold on. Beat me down some coffee, a couple aspirin. Can I take a shower first? Read the paper?
You must save the human race.
I want to talk to my lawyer.
The humans and all other organic life are hiding below the surface in asteroid shelter environments. The Centrex machines are removing the Earth's atmosphere. You must stop them. You are the only hope of the human race, Tiny. If he's not stopped, Mutank will destroy all life on Earth, just as he destroyed you 100 years ago.
Okay, I'll play along. Who's Mutank?
Our time has come. The new industrial revolution. A new world full of wonderful machines. Only this time we do not follow the whims of humans. We steer ourselves. There is no off switch to our destiny. Join us or get out of the way.
Okay, looks like that was the end of the cutscene, although I believe there is also an intro cutscene when we get into the level. But Ed Annunziata also wrote Mort the Chicken. Mort the Chicken is not a video game. It is a short film with brief playable segments between the cutscenes. Okay, we didn't really learn anything from that cutscene.
It's powered by this generator. Destroy it. To achieve your goal, you will need this rocket launcher to open the entrance to the base.
Gotta get that rocket launcher. Let's get in there.
Destroy both replicators. One in the canyon, one in the Centrex base. It's easiest to destroy a replicator piece by piece. Warning. The generator is guarded by Black Bart, who is both fast and heavily armored. When the mission is complete, find the rocket platform. It will take you to your next mission. Good luck.
It would be correct to say, yeah, just break everything. This is very, very, very Grudge Warriors. It was actually the fact that I played Grudge Warriors that I decided gave me permission to play this game as well. And like I said, I wanted to play it. So, here we are. This is my dessert for making it through Grudge Warriors. Which was not atrocious, but it was certainly pretty difficult. This game ought to be way shorter, way easier. Significantly more manageable. So we blow up the other robots and we steal their parts and apply them to our own tiny tank. And I hope you like Gex, because Tiny Tank never shuts the hell up. He's got constant one-liners. They're all awful. Not all of them, but most of them are unforgivably awful. And I can't even attempt to pause to allow us to listen to all of them, because they're constant. I would never be able to speak. So this is the... I forget what they called it, but it's a robot generator. We want to kill it because otherwise infinite robots will come out. And you kill it by shooting the tubes. Even when the tubes are detached, the robots will still be generated somehow. And now they will almost not be. There. The enemies are just constantly dropping upgrades, power-ups, health refills. The heads are the positronic brains. Tiny Tank himself mentioned having a positronic brain, and so do all the other robots. And apparently collecting positronic brains upgrades your weapons? I have no idea how it does that. But the mechanics at play are actually fairly complicated. Case in point, Tiny Tank is also filled with other tiny tanks who will go out and perform the mission for us. If I just drop them. We can jump.
Good shot, cowboy.
Because we're so futuristic that we're barely even beholden by the rules of being a vehicle anymore. There's the rocket launcher we gotta take out. Because it is plot relevant, it will respawn constantly. I think... No, this is a dead end. All of our special weapons that we steal from the other robots have ammunition we need to worry about. We can't see the mines until we step on them, so might as well be invincible if you're going to be stuck in this area. That's what that power-up does, but it is very short-lived. Probably should have grabbed it before I entered the minefield at all. I think maybe... I'm stuck in a wall. I'm out of the wall. Good. I think maybe down in the lower left, that list of, well, the images of little yellow tanks is our current upgrade level, maybe? I don't know. I grabbed another positronic brain and it did not increment, so maybe not. Oh, I know. I know very little. I did just a little bit of practice on this game. I'm eager to go into it blind, and I also skipped all the cutscenes. Which the cutscenes are one of the big selling points. As I mentioned, Mort the Chicken is a terrible game Not even meaningfully a game at all. But still a work of art, because the cutscenes are absurdly good. And they're full of, like, commentary on the nature of, like, people freaking out about media and taking it way too seriously, and the constant 24-hour news cycle and all that, which was a surprisingly sophisticated critique in the mid-90s. These days it would be cliche. Everyone hates the news. Entertainment news was a bad idea. Or the chicken went there very, very early on. I think The Simpsons beat them, but not by much. For some reason, just shooting the wall makes the lasers go off. You can sort of shoot their source. Then the lasers turn back on after a couple seconds. The lasers are an instant kill if you touch them yourself, so do not risk that. I found that out the hard way. More invincibility? Yes. I wonder if that would get me through the lasers. This is an ambush. As soon as we set foot in here, this guy drops mines everywhere. And then locks the doors. I can't leave this way or the other way. So I'm gonna have to actually, like, dodge. We can strafe with the shoulder buttons and barrel roll if I double tap them. But beyond that, I think the controls are pretty simple. This guy only pops out if I turn my back. Yeah. There's a whole, like, radio show going on right now, and I can't hear any of it. Bah. We've got extra lives, but I prefer not to use them, because it sort of works on Twisted Metal rules. There's Black Bart. Oh, I get it. Down in the corner is the Tiny Tank's weakened summon. But right now I can't summon any, because I just summoned some. Oh, that was pathetic. You barely even tried there, Black Bart. And now, I'm doing a little Black Bart cosplay. This hat will stay on our head for the entire game. I think if we die, we might lose it. But for now, we are Black Bart. We get to be a cowboy. Yeah, as long as I don't die, I get to keep the hat. It's sort of, God hand, kick me sign rules. Although not nearly as difficult, because God hand is brutally difficult. And a kick me sign run is certainly an impressive feat. I'm probably gonna die because some of the upcoming parts are sort of traps. And it will be very difficult to predict the things that are going to kill me. Not gonna save. Instead, I'm going to save state. Cheater.
Rehearsal for Get Out the Vote promo 2. Take 1. Tiny.
What?
Lines.
What are they?
Fred.
Fred?
No, I'm talking to Fred. Fred. What? Tiny lines? Hi there.
Hi, Fred.
No, that's your line.
What?
Hi there.
Hi there.
Good.
Hi there. You know the Centrax motto, bringing you peace one war at a time? Well, that's a way of life at Centrax. A yes vote on July 4th is a vote for sentient killing machines. They'll die, so you won't have to. Vote yes, and who knows? War fought by humans could be a thing of the past. Humans will be free to raise their families in safety. That's more than a promise, it's a hope. And at Centrax, hope is what life is all about. For hope, for life, vote yes.
Good.
That's the most mealy-mouthed bunch of crap I've ever heard in my life. I can't believe that came out of my mouth. Somebody shoot me.
That's right. Express your rage. Let it spew. Let it out. Feel better? Yeah, lots. Not you, Fred.
Hi there.
Hiya. Stop it. Cut it out. Cut. From the top.
Yeah, the main reason I wanted to do this playthrough is all that super sarcastic, dark commentary on real-world military-industrial complex nonsense. Ed Annunziata is a fantastic writer. Does really good, like, well-paced cutscene dialogue that's super hard to do. Most games do not do it well. I think this game does it very well.
Production of raw nanometal will be stopped. Its hull is impenetrable, but you may be able to inflict internal damage when it loads its cargo.
So we gotta blow up those things that are loading onto this ship.
Drones, and they may explode inside the transport. Beware the mortars mounted on the cliff.
Otherwise, the ship is invincible.
To make your mission easier. Good luck.
I like how monotone the robot that's teleporting us around keeps talking. Just monotone tutorials. Who needs showiness to hold your attention? It's your responsibility to pay attention. So this uploads us to the wires, which sends us all the way across the level, so we don't have to traverse it. And this will be the area where the cargo ship spawns, eventually.
Load up real good.
For now, I just got to hold the square button, really.
Little head.
That's gonna do most of the work. I'm pretty sure the green orbs are metals that we can use to heal ourselves. And I don't think we have to do anything active in order to heal ourselves. I don't think so. Could be mistaken. The point of the teleporters is to avoid the turret, because the turret turns very slowly and is indestructible, so the only way to avoid it is to teleport around the level. Pretty much. Believe, yeah, the cargo ship is loaded, so it's gonna leave. The turrets in the corners don't respawn. But every time the turret leaves,
Sorry, I gotta do it.
a bunch more tanks come in through the teleporter lines,
Bye-bye, little head.
try to cause trouble. And just one more cycle of this and we should be all set. I'm curious about more vehicular adventure games like this,
Forget about it.
because they did happen fairly often on the PS1, but this one I wanted to do because I'm very invested in the career of Ed Annunziata. I was going to do a series of video essays about this guy, because he is the creator of Ecco the Dolphin. And ever since then, he's just been doing weird crap. Pretty much non-stop. He's still game developing, but he hasn't done a lot lately. PS1 was sort of his last gasp as a developer.
Crash and burn.
And he didn't, like, design this game, he only wrote it, I believe. But on Ecco the Dolphin, he was creator, designer,
Show me the money.
writer.
Dead and gone.
He was reading the dolphin researcher who believed dolphins were sentient, and that if you just gave them the opportunity, they would literally speak to you in English and tell you their secrets. Because that dolphin researcher was on a lot of LSD.
Forget about it.
And he believed that there were aliens who were part of an organization called Ecco, and it was an acronym for something. I forget what specifically. But he was convinced that learning the language of the dolphin would save the world and cause a perfect union of human and alien, such that the world would become a better place. And the experiments that he did in order to unlock dolphin speech were highly unethical and got him thrown out of the scientific community. That's the guy that Ed Annunziata based Ecco the Dolphin upon. And that's the sort of crap he's into. Weird, LSD'd out nonsense. And he continued making unbelievably weird games with lots and lots of social satire in them for years and years and years to come. This is just the one that I have given myself the excuse to play through.
Let's go.
And I am happy to indulge that excuse. Smuggler's Run, I'm not familiar with. Shadow Master, maybe. Battle Tanks was brought up. None of those are on my list. Another one in chat is Roadkill. That very much is on my list. Unfortunately. Because that game's horrible. But still in need of a bit of a showcase. No need to take my word for how horrible it is. Okay, we're breaking that thing. Just gotta get past a bunch of boulders. So now I have 4 tanks that I can launch. I'm pretty sure they will hop back into Tiny if they don't have anyone to kill. But I seem to have lost them inside of a wall.
Downsized.
I think I just wasted my sub-tanks. Oh, I should not ride those. Those hurt me. I blew up a button and I don't know if it did anything. But it surely could not have hurt to blow up that button. I gotta blow up this fan, because it'll instant kill me if I touch it. If I hold both shoulder buttons, it changes my aim. There. Shoot the button, the fan blows up. Now we have rolling rocks. It's weird, they make you blow up this fan.
Please, try to keep this area of violence free.
And then you go in here and there's another fan. But it's indestructible. So you actually want to go the other way.
I feel stupid and contagious.
For some reason he just referenced Smells Like Teen Spirit. I don't get Tiny's points of reference or why he feels like he needs to be making references, but like I said, he's Gex. He wants to be Gex. So he's just gonna say crap.
Please, try to keep this area of violence free.
No one is going to know why. I can't go there. No idea how that fan is not getting destroyed by all the rocks constantly flying through it. But hey, we're safe from rocks for a little while. Got a chance to heal back up. I seem to have 2 health meters. I don't know what specifically the lower one does. But that button is broken. I don't know why I'm still shooting it.
There you go.
Now we could play Crush Hour again. Crush Hour was depressing. I don't want to play that again. Even though the game was not especially horrible. And many of the games that I have played have been pretty horrible. Hey. Fortunately, I've summoned a bunch more rocks. Now I need to run away from them. Which means there's no real way to see where they're coming from. I can use the minimap, but there's not enough, like, distance to really indicate what's going on the minimap. Scale is way too small. But hey, I made it. Also, the soundtrack frequently doesn't play in favor of dialogue, but it's legitimately pretty good. When you can hear it,
Thank you, Centrax Memorial.
it's pretty cool, and now it's gone. I had to say something,
Back when humans roamed
so the game deleted it.
on their conversations. They'd say they had a
It decided that whatever this is better than
or babies,
the rockin' music.
cats, and whatnot. Humans themselves, for those of you who have never seen one,
Bloodwake, is that the Xbox exclusive one? That's like an adventure game
soft spot.
where you're in a boat and you fight other boats and stuff?
Softness is good.
I think I looked that one up and it seemed horrible,
Softness of humans be useful.
but still maybe an interesting curiosity.
So, likely
Sometimes the games end up better than they seem.
yourself permission to squash his or her squishiness because yes,
There's also a PS1 vehicular combat game that actually is a vehicle combat game. I'm not even like stretching the definition. Called Dead in the Water, where you drive a boat and fight other boats. It is known to be very, very bad as well. I'm not a fan of these boulders. But if we stay on the edge, and I'm partially clipped into the wall there, we can typically avoid incoming damage pretty well. I'm getting stomped by this tank. Yeah, I just got like dark-toothed by that thing,
Strider, you're on.
which respawns me on the spot.
I like to dance. Is that so wrong?
Kinetic energy is a good thing, Strider. This is not your slight height.
That did not go especially well. How do I get that open?
Motion dispense. So yes,
Surely there's a way.
move forward and down.
Although given this game's sense of humor, they might legitimately put an invincibility power-up in a place where you can never ever get to it.
There's this little yellow tank out here blowing everything up.
The hat's gone, but whatever.
Worried? You there, tank?
Yes, yes, I'm here. A little yellow tank. Yellow is
Reckless the Yakuza missions. The chat is basically going through the Wikipedia for car combat right now, and mentioning every game that technically counts as car combat. Maybe I'll play Mad Max. Honestly, I've considered it. The 2015 Mad Max has car combat segments that are 100% inarguably car combat. But it's mostly an open world, adventure-y sort of game. Well, this part sucks out loud. But this should be like the end of the level when I eventually get through this. If I eventually get through this. Got stuck in the wall real bad there. There we go. The boss is going to make us hopscotch around. That is not hopscotch, that is jump rope. And I don't think I know how to kill it.
Feel the heat. Have some ammunition.
Am I cute? Am I killing it now? Yes.
Ammunition. Feel the heat.
On the bright side, I have a double jump, but the lasers are desynchronized? That's unfair. Quite unfair.
Please, try to keep this area of violence free.
So I need to do just the tiniest of tiny tank jumps, or I die.
Feel the heat.
And ironically, the final phase is the easiest by far.
He scores.
The rocks really didn't come into play, but I used up basically all my lives. Those don't really regenerate between levels. So I'm probably gonna regret that. PS1 combat racer where you could play as either a cyborg or a werewolf.
Let's go.
May or may not exist. There's one I'm looking forward to that I'll talk about after this cutscene.
To give it a listen.
If I have to.
Cue the music, Fred.
Come and meet the new machine from Sentrax. He's got a cannon for a nose. He's a little guy with a laser for an eye. He has metal treads instead of toes.
That's me.
He's got machine guns in his turret. He likes to talk to boys and girls. He's a funny little thing, and he loves to dance and sing. Most of all, he loves to save the world.
It's cheesy.
Clickety-clack,
Really cheesy.
new from Sentrax. Tiny Tank. Here's Tiny.
Well, Tiny, what did you think?
What is up with that tinky tinky?
I thought it was kind of catchy. Shut up, Fred.
Well, they're gonna keep trying to sell the world on killing machines. Anything to get them to vote for exploding the future, which is clearly what happens in the next 100 years. So, what I'm looking forward to is Bloodborne Kart, which is an actual PS1 style car combat game. Really a racing game, but a combat racing game, which is clearly based on Bloodborne. All the playable vehicles are Bloodborne characters. So, that's gonna be really cool. And it's a solo dev making it. It's an incredible amount of work. The difference between that game and every other kart racer in the world is that vehicles can be destroyed. That's my line for when it becomes a car combat game. In the average, like Mario Kart, you can't actually kill anybody. You can beat them in a race. You can knock them off the track, but they're coming back. In Bloodborne Kart, they actually die and are gone for good.
Get up.
And that makes it car combat enough for me. Although really, if there were a kart racer that seemed interesting enough, I'd probably go for it anyway. And call it car combat. Who's gonna stop me? I think there is a Garfield kart. Disturbingly enough.
He's falling and he can't get up.
These enemies, very hard to hit without getting hit yourself. Have to find a strat for that, but for now I'm supposed to do something with something up on here. Those things.
He's falling and he can't get up. Forget about it.
We're sort of doing that Star Fox mission, where you fly alongside the tank and blow it up. Or the train. You are the tank. You go alongside the train. You murder it. It seems like it does not want me to do that from the ground floor, even though I very much should be able to.
Falling and he can't get up. Shopping.
Shopping.
Fresh air.
Yeah, I imagine my definition of car combat will deteriorate further. Seems inevitable.
Mass destruction's hard work.
But for now, I insist that you be able to kill something
I should see a doctor.
for it to count.
Bye-bye, Noodlehead. Forget about it. Bye-bye, Noodlehead. Black weather. Maybe I should see a doctor. He's falling and he can't get up.
You can manual aim your turret. Don't know that it actually helps in most scenarios. It really seems like I'm not hurting this train. could try flying onto the tracks, but it probably won't work. Homing attacks go right for the train, suggesting that it's the right idea.
He's falling and he can't get up.
The tutorial was mostly about these walkers,
He's falling and he can't get up.
which appear to be spawning endlessly.
Maybe I should see a doctor.
Bubsy had one-liners? I don't remember that.
Bye-bye.
But I mostly remember the 2D Bubsies. It's probably merciful. The reason people hate Bubsy... Oh my god. Actual dangerous enemies. People hate Bubsy 3D.
He's falling and he can't get up.
The rest of the Bubsies were generic Sonic the Hedgehog ripoffs. If you hated every single one of those, there would be no time for notoriety. There's like 1,000 of them, and they were all quite bad. But not in an especially noteworthy way.
Maybe I should see a doctor.
Pretty much found the area where I want to be. Let's drop the little tanks. See what happens. Oh, I exploded. Will I pop up? Okay, there's a 0th life. Good for me.
Forget about it.
And the very top of this tower might be destructible. I'm more confused than anything. These robots seem indestructible. Nothing I'm doing hurts them. The little tanks accomplish nothing. What am I meant to do here? Not that, clearly. So, time has come to watch this. The bad end cutscene. Just send you back to the title screen. So save often. Or your save states won't work. Whatever. That's super weird. That my save states just didn't save. Oh well, that's our first impressions of Tiny Tank. There's a lot more to this game. But we're not going to see it right now. I'll have to practice and figure out something. Because I do want to see the rest of this game. Sooner or later, I will do so. But I don't want to have to play through those first, 3 levels over again. So, it's an easier than average game. Super weird. A lot going on there.
Keep shooting.
I think it's cool, but gameplay-wise, it leaves a lot to be desired. The music here, though, is fantastic. During this demo segment, that's awesome. Not at all appropriate for an action game, but Tiny dances. If you let him idle, he'll actually like bop back and forth to the beat of the music. And it does match the beat. I remember seeing that in other videos. It's, like, surprisingly advanced for a PS1 game. So the details of this game are amazing. The gameplay itself, fine. Could use a little more leeway, I think, because I game overed pretty quickly. And Appaloosa Games, publishers of Ecco the Dolphin and most at Annunziata Games, which includes all sorts of weird nonsense for the Sega Saturn. It's stuff that I always wanted to play, but the Sega Saturn is virtually unemulatable. Well, this tragically has left me with a dearth of content for this stream. I'm going to attempt the 4 Sweet Tooths battle right now. So, let's see if I can manage that. Just gonna take a minute to set up. Someday we'll do some more with Tiny Tank. You'll see. You'll all see.